Clarissa Shields has officially lost the plot, folks, and I mean lost it, because Clarissa Shields just walked onto a live stream, opened her mouth, and told the entire internet that Papoose's biological children, the ones with another woman's name literally tattooed on their arms, are, quote, her stepkids. Not her friends' kids. Not her boyfriend's kids. Her stepkids. And in the same breath, Clarissa Shields laughed off the fact that Papoose's own eldest daughter is out here getting branded a flip-flopper by the very audience Clarissa Shields spends every waking hour trying to impress. Explain the arithmetic on that one for me, because I'm sitting here with a calculator and the numbers aren't lining up. Welcome in, family. You are locked in the room where the receipts never sleep, and today the receipts are stacked to the ceiling. Everything you're about to hear is alleged. Everything is opinion. Everything falls under fair use, entertainment only. The Copyright Act of 1976 lives in the description box where it always lives, and my hands stay clean. Now let's cut the pleasantries and get to the meat, because this Clarissa Shields situation has crossed the line from messy to certifiable, and somebody has to say it plainly, out loud, on camera, on the record. Clarissa Shields, also known in these timelines as Papoose's mistress, also billed as Papoose's public entanglement, also cast as Papoose's algorithm-fueled pick-me, also filed under Papoose's clout-chasing understudy, and, if we're being generous, the woman doing free promotional labor for a marriage that legally still exists has decided that the best pre-fight publicity tour of her career is to play stepmommy on camera to children who already have a stepmom, and that stepmom's name is Remy Ma. Take a beat and let that land. Rewind it if you need to. It doesn't get less absurd on the second listen. Here's where the wheels come off. When you are chronically online, this happens. When you are addicted to being seen, this happens. When you tether your entire personality to a married man because the brand deals aren't calling, the sponsors aren't calling, Nike isn't calling, Adidas isn't calling, Gatorade isn't calling, Powerade isn't calling, Secret isn't calling. Degree isn't calling, and even the Band-Aid people won't return the email. This is exactly what happens. You start cosplaying as a family. You start renaming other women's stepchildren. You start narrating a life you were never legally invited into. And then you giggle on live stream like the whole world isn't screen recording every second of it and clipping it back to you before the stream even ends. Because let's be honest with each other for a moment, family. What is Clarissa Shields actually selling right now? A boxing match nobody is buying tickets to. A pay-per-view number that keeps getting quietly walked back. A love song for Papoose that sounded like it was mixed inside a microwave with the microwave running. And now, conveniently, 48 hours before the biggest promotional push of Clarissa Shields' career, Papoose's other daughter, the one we haven't seen since the birthday post back in March, magically appears at Clarissa Shields' side. Point me to the moment these kids showed up on a Tuesday afternoon for no reason. Point me to the Sunday brunch. Point me to the random Saturday when there were no cameras, no fight cards, no ring lights, no press tour, no promoter breathing down anybody's neck. I'll wait. You won't find it because it doesn't exist. Now let me play the clip for you in your mind, and I want you to listen with your entire chest, because Clarissa Shields said this out of her own mouth on a live stream that thousands of people watched in real time. He just showed up and he had kids. His kids are my stepkids. Not the children with another woman's name inked into their skin. Not the children whose actual stepmother spent nearly a decade of her life being called their stepmom by the man now legally still married to her. Do the math out loud. It doesn't add up. It hasn't added up since the day Clarissa Shields decided she was going to try to draft Remy Ma's family like it was fantasy football. First round pick, championship dreams, roster locked. And this is where Clarissa Shields' entire strategy collapses under its own weight. Legally, and I want this word bolded, underlined, and blown up on the projector, legally, those are not Clarissa Shields' stepkids. Legally, Papoose is still a married man. Legally, Remy Ma is still the wife of record. Papoose has been given years, public years and private years, according to Remy Ma's own words on Remy Ma's own couch on her own show, to sign the paperwork Remy Ma's attorney literally hand-delivered. Remy Ma has said, on record, she wants nothing from him. Remy Ma has said, on record, she offered to pay for his lawyer. Papoose refused. Papoose is still refusing. The Breakfast Club performance was theater. The divorce decree is a ghost. There is no filing that has produced a finalized decree, and until there is, Clarissa Shields is exactly what the receipts say she is. Are you following me? Because Clarissa Shields is out here operating like proximity is the same as paperwork, and the two are not the same. Proximity is Instagram tags. Paperwork is court stamps. Clarissa Shields has the Instagram tags. Remy Ma has the court file. Clarissa Shields has the tagged photos. Remy Ma has the marriage certificate. That's the whole game right there, folks. That's the whole scoreboard. Now let's talk about the flip-flopper daughter, because that is a phrase Clarissa Shields' own chat coined. Not me, not this room, not the villains they keep inventing. Papoose's eldest is out here trying to make fetch happen with a lip gloss line that keeps getting repackaged every 90 days like it's a new drop. The gloss is fine. The gloss is glossy. But when the gloss is your only leverage and the only person on earth willing to platform the gloss is the woman fighting to replace your actual stepmother, the audience is going to catch it. And they did. They dragged her. They dragged her hard. They called her a flip-flopper because the receipts, again, don't reconcile. This is the same young woman who, not that long ago, was posting under Remy Ma's photos, was calling Remy Ma family, was showing up at Remy Ma's events, was liking Remy Ma's fits. Now, in the world according to Clarissa Shields, that history got wiped clean the second the pre-fight promo schedule dropped. Convenient. Extremely convenient. Suspiciously convenient. And Papoose is sitting on all of this like he's the innocent bystander in his own life. Papoose is a grown man. Papoose knows exactly what he is doing. Papoose has been in the game long enough to know that when a man refuses to finalize a divorce for years while parading a new woman around the internet, the message being sent to that new woman is not, I love you and I'm building with you. The message is, you're the leverage I'm using in a private war that has nothing to do with you. That is what Papoose is doing to Clarissa Shields, whether Clarissa Shields wants to hear it or not, whether Clarissa Shields wants to admit it or not. Papoose is using her. Papoose has been using her. Papoose is going to keep using her until Papoose decides otherwise. And the tragedy is that Clarissa Shields is running around the internet defending Papoose like Papoose isn't the exact reason she's getting hauled up and down these timelines every single week. Here's the thing, folks in the mainstream are dancing around, so let me say it flat. Clarissa Shields did not stumble into this. Clarissa Shields, according to the text messages that leaked, was allegedly asking a married man to buy a second phone specifically to keep the affair off his primary line. That is not the behavior of a woman who didn't know. That is the behavior of a woman who knew, who calculated, who chose, who planned. And when the text messages leaked, Clarissa Shields didn't apologize to Remy Ma. Clarissa Shields didn't step away. Clarissa Shields didn't do the thing a woman with even a sliver of self-respect would do, which is to disappear for 6 months and let the paperwork actually finalize. Clarissa Shields doubled down. Clarissa Shields posted harder. Clarissa Shields went into the comments swinging at other black women who dared to say the sky was blue. And now Clarissa Shields wants sympathy? I've got beachfront property in Kansas if you believe that, and I've got a bridge in Arizona if you want to buy the second one. Let's pause and name the elephant in the room, because it needs naming and nobody in her corner has the guts to name it. Papoose is the biggest romantic attachment Clarissa Shields has ever had. That's why she can't walk away. Clarissa Shields said in her own words on camera during that Cam Newton interview that she typically moves on every 3 years, but Papoose is different, because Papoose comes with clout, Papoose comes with cameras. Papoose comes with a wife whose name alone drives blog traffic. Remy Ma is the female algorithm in hip-hop. Every time Remy Ma announces a feature, a remix, a movie, a project, a podcast, a red carpet, watch what happens. Clarissa Shields goes on a posting spree. Papoose grabs his phone and reminds you he had a Knicks anthem in 2015. Every single time. It is not a coincidence. It is a business plan. It is the whole business plan. And Clarissa Shields is going to pretend she doesn't understand why the two names stay linked in every headline. Come on now. Show me the receipt where Clarissa Shields ever posts on a random Tuesday about anything other than Remy Ma Jason content. Show me the week Clarissa Shields didn't check the tag. Show me the month Clarissa Shields wasn't lurking in a comment section under a Remy Ma post. She can't show it. The engagement pattern is public. The pattern is the confession. The pattern is the whole case file. Now flip the camera to Papoose for a second, because Papoose deserves his own chapter in this, his own paragraph, his own separate hearing. Papoose is out here telling the world he is a self-made millionaire, but Papoose is also, publicly, in court, allegedly asking for half of Remy Ma's earnings. Do the arithmetic on that, family. A self-made millionaire does not need his estranged wife's back catalog. A self-made millionaire does not sleep on the couch of the woman he claims he's leaving. A self-made millionaire does not get exposed for pawning jewelry on a Tuesday. A self-made millionaire pays his own light bill without a group text. Every single one of those receipts is public. Every single one of them was Remy Ma's word first, and every single one of them was later confirmed by third parties who had no reason to lie. Papoose knows what Papoose is. Papoose knows what Papoose isn't. And Papoose is using Clarissa Shields as a smokescreen so the audience talks about the affair instead of the accounting. Here's the mid-roll truth bomb, and I need every single person still watching to hear this one clean. A man who wants a divorce gets a divorce. Full stop. There are men on this planet with a fraction of Papoose's resources who file, finalize, and move on inside 12 months. Papoose has had years. Papoose could have done it in his sleep. Papoose has chosen actively, repeatedly, publicly, not to. That is not indecision. That is the intention. Papoose does not want to be legally single, because legally single means Clarissa Shields is next in line at the altar. And Papoose has been quietly telling the world through his behavior that he has no intention of standing in front of anybody's officiant with Clarissa Shields. Read the room, Clarissa. He's telling on himself. He's been telling himself the entire time. And you keep answering the phone. Now let me get to the part that made me put my coffee down, walk away from the desk, come back, and hit record again. The reason we're suddenly seeing Papoose's other children in Clarissa Shields' frame, a family unit we have not seen publicly assembled since Papoose's birthday back in the spring, is that fight week is here. The pay-per-view numbers are soft. The ticket sales are softer. The undercard promo isn't landing. And somebody in the camp decided that a family portrait would soften the mistress narrative for the algorithm long enough to move a few thousand more units. That is what you are watching. That is the entire play. It is not a bonding moment. It is not organic love. It is not a healing arc. It is a marketing rollout with children used as props, and any adult with 2 functioning eyes and half a working brain cell can see it from the parking lot. Who paid for those flights, Clarissa? Was it you out of your fight purse? Was it Papoose, out of the account that allegedly can't cover a light bill without a wire from somewhere? Was it the promoter running it as a marketing expense? Because the receipts on that alone would end the story before the opening bell. But we won't get the receipts, because the receipts don't flatter the narrative. And Clarissa Shields is only comfortable with the receipts that make Clarissa Shields look like a wife. And here's the part that really tells on Clarissa Shields, the part one want you to sit with in silence for a full 10 seconds after this video ends. Clarissa Shields keeps looping back to old, disproven rumors about Remy Ma and other men, dragging Easy the Black Captain's name back into the timeline like a talking point that got approved in a group chat before the live stream went live. That is not a woman who is secure. That is not a woman who has moved on. That is a woman doing whataboutism in real time because the heat is on her chest and she needs the fire to move somewhere, anywhere, off of her. Guilt has a smell, family. And Clarissa Shields has been walking around soaked in it for months. You know why Clarissa Shields cannot let the Remy Ma parallel go? Because Clarissa Shields is not building a love story with Papoose. Clarissa Shields is trying to cosplay Love and Hip Hop Season 6. Clarissa Shields watched Remy Ma and Papoose become the golden couple of an entire generation of reality television, and Clarissa Shields actually believed, that she could slot herself into that exact costume, wear that exact crown. And the audience would clap on cue. The audience is not clapping. The audience is screen recording. The audience is stitching. The audience is duetting the receipts back at her at 10 million views a pop, and Clarissa Shields still doesn't understand why the room is booing, why the seats are empty, why the algorithm keeps punishing every rebrand attempt. This is the pattern with mistresses. This is the pattern with side chicks. This is the pattern anyone who has watched a single season of Love and Marriage Huntsville can recite from memory. The husband pillow talks about the wife. The husband weaponizes the mistress. The mistress mistakes access for love. The mistress mistakes the second phone for a promise ring. The mistress mistakes proximity to celebrity for celebrity itself. The mistress ends up promoting a lip gloss she doesn't own, a fight nobody's buying, and a family that isn't legally hers, while the wife, dignified, silent, letting the paperwork speak, walks off with the biggest single of the quarter and a movie deal on the way and a book deal in the pipeline. Clarissa Shields, respectfully, and I do mean respectfully, because I am not the one who has to live inside this decision, you cannot platform on top of a marriage that hasn't dissolved. It will not work. It has never worked. It didn't work for the last mistress in the last scandal. It won't work for the next one, and it isn't working for you. You are going to spend every fight week from now until the decree drops watching the algorithm serve you Remy Ma content, and there is nothing you can post, nothing you can sing, nothing you can tattoo, nothing you can rebrand, nothing you can lip gloss your way out of that will change the arithmetic. The arithmetic is, he did not sign. He is not signing. And every day he doesn't sign is a day the audience sees you exactly as you are. And I need to say the quiet part out loud one more time, because folks in the comments keep pretending not to hear it. Filing is not the same as finalizing. Filing is a headline. Finalizing is a decree. Papoose has produced the headline. Papoose has never produced the decree. Every single day that goes by without that decree is another day Clarissa Shields is legally, factually, courtroom definitionally the other woman. That is not an insult from me. That is a status assigned by the state. Now let's talk about the fight itself for a second, because Clarissa Shields wants us to believe all of Black Hollywood is about to descend on Atlanta this weekend. Let Clarissa tell it, Floyd Mayweather is coming. Kevin Gates is coming. Latto is coming. Johnny Blaze is coming. The Zeus Network is coming. Love and Hip Hop is coming. Every OnlyFans model with a manager is coming. The whole ring is about to look like an award show. But when the numbers hit Monday morning and the seats look like they looked at the last event, Clarissa Shields is going to blame the media, blame the haters, blame the algorithm, blame Remy Ma one more time for good measure, and she will not once, not one time, look in the mirror and admit that the reason the seats are empty is that she spent the entire promo cycle picking a fight with a wife who never punched back. Because that is the peak of this whole thing, family. Remy Ma has not lifted a finger. Remy Ma has dropped a song, dropped a video, kept her name in the headlines, and let Clarissa Shields do the labor of promoting Remy Ma for free. Every time Clarissa Shields opens her mouth, Remy Ma trends. Every time Papoose posts a throwback, Remy Ma trends. Every fight week family portrait, every Stepkids slip, every second phone leak, every flip-flop or drag, Remy Ma trends. Clarissa Shields is running the biggest unpaid PR firm in hip-hop, and the client is the wife she's trying to replace. Let that one marinate. Let it season. Let it sit overnight and check on it in the morning. And to Papoose's daughters, since we're being honest and receipts are open season, the algorithm is watching you too. The audience remembers who you tagged in 2023. The audience remembers whose event you attended in 2024. The audience remembers whose lip photos you liked when Remy Ma dropped a look. Flip-flopper is not a word the internet invented for fun. Flip-flopper is a word the internet uses when the receipts stop reconciling in real time. If the lip gloss is going to sell, it has to sell on the strength of the lip gloss, not on the strength of a stepmother swap engineered 48 hours before a pay-per-view. So here is the verdict, folks, and I'm going to say it slowly so nobody in the replies can misquote me tomorrow. Clarissa Shields did not fall into this. Clarissa Shields walked in with a map, a flashlight, and a second phone request in her back pocket. Papoose did not stumble into this. Papoose engineered it because Papoose needed a distraction louder than his accounting. Remy Ma did not lose this. Remy Ma is quietly winning it in a way that will still be winning it 2 years from now, when the fight is a Wikipedia footnote and the marriage is either finalized or, plot twist, quietly reconciled off camera in a private room with no cameras and no live stream. Because let me tell you something that is going to sting. I do not believe for 1 second that Papoose is done with Remy Ma. I do not believe for 1 second that Papoose wouldn't drop Clarissa Shields tomorrow if Remy Ma so much as opened a door. Papoose is telling on himself with every unsigned page. And the day Clarissa Shields realizes it, the mask will come off in public and the entire internet will be seated with popcorn. Now here is the meta question, and I want it in the comments in the next 10 minutes. Who is really pulling the strings on this family portrait? Is it Clarissa trying to soften the mistress label before Saturday? Is it Papoose trying to remind Remy Ma he still has leverage? Is it the daughters trying to move product before their window closes? Or is it all three working the same rollout, pretending they don't know each other's plays? Drop your verdict in the comments. Drop the receipts if you have them. Drop your prediction on the pay-per-view number. And drop a name in the comments of the next person you want the room to profile, because there's a bunch of side chicks in this culture, and we are working through the batting order one by one. Folks, if you made it this far, you already know what to do. Hype this video like it insulted your bloodline. Hype it like the algorithm owes you money. Hype it like Clarissa Shields hyped that Stepkids slip. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, share it to the group chat, screenshot the timestamp, and stay locked in because the fight is Saturday, the meltdown is coming Sunday, and the receipts drop right here first, every single time. No exceptions, no delays, no discounts. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay dangerous, family. Stay dangerous.